to January. Last time that happened. Game 4, LeBron James vowed to be better, his word, in Game 4 than he was in Game 3. Mike Miller, a surprise starter for the Miami Heat tonight.
And I think it kind of took him out of the rhythm and the other guys out of rhythm. And Tony Parker was amazing the first half, but he didn't even score in the second half.
Yeah, a lot of questions about the condition of his hamstring, a mild hamstring strain.
That guy was shooting again tonight.
Gary Neal
is still on fire.
Tony Parker kind of running the huddle there during the timeout. And Parker knocks down the jumper. And he made enough moves to convince most of us watching that the hamstring was just fine, at least in the first half.
Well, it looked a lot like Game 1, high pick and roll action, Tony creating penetration, but at the end of the day, they hit a few threes, got off to a quick start, but I don't think they established Tim Duncan earlier enough.
Well, you can see right here for LeBron James on that last play, took an angle, not hesitating right now. Him and Dwayne Wade, you're going to go under the screen and roll. They just kept attacking, had ball movement. They were setting nice picks, especially LeBron James.
Inside, Wade.
Everybody just taking turns blocking for splitter shots.
Thiago Splitter has been blocked by everybody.
Shane Battier got in there a little bit too.
No hesitation from D. Wade.
Yeah, they're just taking turns beating the shot down, man.
Wade had 14 at the half on 6 of 11 shooting, and here he is in the open floor.
Doing an excellent job, great hands, 6 steals. And after this play, Charles, Pop got all over Tim Duncan, and these some unbelievable plays by D. Wade.
That is.
Even though that was a foul.
That was a foul. That was a heck of a block right there.
Looked like he might have got kneed maybe on the play. He went to the sideline briefly, but he would come right back. Tony Parker sets up Tim Duncan, who had 7 points at the half. Here's James.
We're talking about a post presence for the Heat. He has had his way with Kawhi in the block. It's forced them to move Danny Green over there. They switched a couple times.
Wow, what a play.
They need LeBron down there on the block.
That was the moment where I was convinced the hamstring was good to go. Another block by San Antonio out in the open floor. And it's Bo Diaw.
A great minute by Boris
He did. He played very well.
Played well.
That was an 11-2 Spurs run to tie the game at 49.
You know, you start to wonder here, but the Spurs could never sustain any type of activity. That was the difference in the game.
Really good defense on both ends there. Tim Duncan, the block on James after the Chris Bosh block. Mike Miller, block on Kawhi Leonard. On the other end, it's
and these are shots. Yeah, these are shots they weren't getting in Game 3.
Kawhi Leonard,
great closeout.
Chased off that three-point line and
by Kawhi Leonard.
Leonard was 5 of 10 on the night for 12 points. He had 7 boards.
Wow, what a move!
And that got the Spurs within 3 after the made free throw. James setting up Bosh, who misses but sticks it home. Miami back on top by 5.
What a block by LeBron.
You said splitter, but they were going to get Tim's shot too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, no one was off limits.
And one.
This was D. Wade all night long, hard to the paint.
You know, what I talked about LeBron setting picks. Kawhi Leonard can't help, and you can see everybody coming off him, especially Ray Allen. Got easy looks, and Danny Green, that was an open look for him. He didn't get a lot.
You know, for much of the game, the one thing really keeping Miami from pulling away was the fact they weren't knocking down threes, and the Spurs had hit a couple at that point. Wade up by 5.
That's beautiful.
Just feeling it. Got himself into a rhythm tonight. Oh, and there's one of the turnovers you were talking about.
Yeah, at this point he was a full raging inferno at this point.
2006 Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Come here, Gary.
Wade was 14 of 25 from the field tonight.
But he carried the threat. He carried the threat all night long. If they left him open, he took shots he's supposed to take. It opened up his lane. He got to the free throw line. He's doing this stuff.
Yep.
I mean, they're driving it hard right into the paint.
Highest scoring game since March 4th for Wade tonight. Bosh played very well on both ends of the floor. Hustle play there. And Miami pulls away to win at 109-93. As I mentioned, 85 points, 30 boards from the Big Three, who lived up to the nickname.
Well, that had to be the easiest 33 and 11. The numbers that LeBron had, that had to be the easiest. Quiet 33 and 11.
And you know what's interesting about that? We spent so much time talking about his free throw totals, and I agreed with you guys that seemed like the most important metric of the night, that he get to the line 8-10 times. 4. That didn't happen.
Yeah, but Matt,
2 for 4.
Yeah, but that didn't matter tonight because Dwayne Wade played like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not A or B or C or D. It's like everything. He had to be more aggressive because he was the only one playing well. But now Dwayne Wade played well, Chris Bosh played well, so that made that free throw thing irrelevant.
Also for the Miami Heat, if you look at the big three, only 2 turnovers from the big three, and that's huge. And as much as Dwayne Wade had the basketball, he wasn't turning over. I like how he put pressure on the San Antonio Spurs, but defensively, I thought they got into Danny Green. They got into Gary Neal. Even though Gary Neal made some shots, I think they forced the issue and really got Danny Green uncomfortable of handling the basketball. He couldn't get into a rhythm.
Well, pressure on a shooter sometimes forces them to put the ball on the floor, as we know, and if it's not their strength, they become exposed. And I think they were definitely going to run Danny off the three-point line. When he put it on the ground, you saw a tendency not to be as comfortable.
And you saw those 7 Miami block shots on the night. Bosh was protecting the rim. He wasn't the only one out there. And they're just really, you'll hear it in the post-game press conferences throughout the night. They were just more aggressive on both ends of the floor.
These are big-time blocks by Bosh.
But let me just say this also. Listen, we criticize the Miami Heat big three when they don't play well.
Right.
Listen, Tony Parker played a great first half. But my man Duncan and my man Ginobili, they've got to play better. If we're going to criticize Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, they don't play well, Tim Duncan got to have more of an imprint on the game. He had decent stats, but no, you can't say he made an imprint on the game. And my man Ginobili, who, like I said, he's been my favorite player.
How you say his name now?
Ginobili.
And Duncan only got 10 shots off. They did not go to him early for whatever reason. He was not involved in the offense in the first half.
You know what?
Most part.
We talked about that last game. Every time they go to Duncan, they get something good. Something good happens. And even tonight, every time they went to Duncan, something good happened.
They just only did it 10 times.
Yeah.
They ran the floor. Chris Bosh getting out there, and this helps. You can see LeBron James right here. The shot goes up by Kawhi Leonard. He grabs the rebound, but watch others. Ray Allen, Chris Bosh does an excellent job of occupying the defense of the San Antonio Spurs. And we all talked about it in the break that the Spurs were supposed to build this wall. But if you got LeBron James coming at full speed, who wants to get in his way and take a charge? You can see now there's no way Kawhi Leonard, because he's backing up, can choose a spot to be able to take this angle away. He did an excellent job of pushing the basketball, get into the lane, and finding guys. But Ray Allen, Dwayne Wade, Norris Cole, they ran the floor.
That's how we used to talk about Chuck. When he would get a head of steam coming up the court, nobody wanted to get in his way. And LeBron James is one of those individuals, like you say. But he knows how to – I thought there'd be more charges tonight. I thought they'd build that wall and there'd be more charges. There's only one. Caught him once.
And that was one of the concerns pregame. If he's going to go to the rim, especially in the half court, is he going to wind up picking up charges?
Well, see, I think people overreact. LeBron's not going to change his game. I mean, LeBron, he going to play. He going to always make the correct basketball play. I thought the difference in the game was he just got some help from Dwayne. Dwayne was fantastic. Chris was fantastic. But people always worried about LeBron ain't going to try to go out and score 40 points. That's just not his thing. To me, he's more Magic Johnson is Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Those guys want to get 30 a night. I think LeBron want to get 25 points or between 20 and 25. He want to get 8-9 assists and 8 or 9 rebounds. But he didn't change his game. He played a great game, but he's not going to change.
I agree with you.
On that offensive rebound. I like him going to the glass.
Yes.
I mean, he's huge. How can you box him out if he decided to just go get every rebound, especially on the offensive end?
Well, especially if you're a small forward trying to guard.
Yes, and they got the court space.
Every forward was small compared to him. I mean, what I mean by that is, Matt, a big guy can't guard him.
Right.
He's too quick, and a little guy's not strong enough. You know, that's what makes him such a special player.
Right.
You know, Kawhi Leonard's done a good job, but, you know, he can't keep him off the board. Like, they gave him the jumper last game. Tonight he made those jumpers. But that's what makes him special.
That was interesting, and you heard Eric Spoelstra talk about it a little bit earlier. He did have a great season shooting the basketball, and a lot of those were those mid-range jumpers. He just hadn't been hitting those in the finals so far. What we saw tonight in that regard is a little more like what we'd seen most of the season.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you're given those type of jump shots early on in the game, you're thinking they're enticing me to shoot those. They want me to shoot those. If you just step into them and take those shots, made or missed, it's going to create offensive rebound opportunity. Or in the case of Dwayne Wade tonight, he took those shots. It forced the defense to come out, and there it is. He created penetrated slicing opportunities, got to the rim. So one game. That's what it was. Like you said, it was just one game.
We overreact.
George Gervin said it best.
Yeah.
He's a player. We have these games.
I agree. People do overreact, but that's what we do. We have to have discussions
but
between
as you
games.
say, you know, they were talking about. We can talk about more important stuff, to be honest with you. But But listen, you talk about game 3, all those misses. Coach Spoelstra said it. This guy was the best jump shooter overall in the NBA throughout the regular season. And like last game they didn't go in. Tonight they went in. He got a couple layups off Spurs turnovers. But this guy is not going to overreact. Us guys in the media, we have no life. I mean, I got one, but the rest of you damn losers. Like, I didn't sit around and say, well, LeBron's got to do this, he's got to do that. Well, LeBron got tonight with just some help. Bosh played great, Wade played great. That was the difference in the game. And he made a couple more shots. Yeah, he did. He made a couple more shots. But they were the big 3 tonight.
I like what Rick Fox said, and also watching him play, Chuck. It was the same shots.
Yes.
It wasn't a 9, 8, 10, 12 dribbles.
Right.
Hey, 2 or 3 dribbles, get it up. Everybody's moving. You can get some offensive rebounds. But when you bring it out and go 9, 10 dribbles and take a jump shot, it's different.
And I think what happened, if you go back and look at game 3, they just kept sagging off him. And he's like, they're just going to.
Don't you know I'm LeBron James?
Yeah, then he just shot it out of frustration.
Kind of reluctantly took those shots. Yeah.
And that was the difference. That was the difference.
We'll overreact to that between now and game 5. It's not as often these days you hear Dwayne Wade referred to as Flash, but he kind of lived up to the nickname tonight. All over the floor, 6 steals, 32 points, and at least 1 Euro step, which we have seen before in this postseason. That was just the last series in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, he was fantastic. He has not played well, but he was terrific tonight.
Wade became the first player to score 30 points, collect 5 rebounds, 5 steals without a turnover in a finals game since Dennis Johnson, the late great Dennis Johnson, in 1987. The question now for Miami and their fans is, can he sustain this? This is by far his best game of the postseason so far, at a moment when they needed it. Can he continue this for another 2 wins?
Well, if you're a Heat fan, you definitely hope so, but we haven't seen it yet. We've seen it in big games, do or die games like this
very
one.
Good in Game 7.
Very good in Game 7. He had a great moment there. He was feeling it tonight, and I thought he set himself up by being a threat from the perimeter. He was active defensively in transition. These are the kind of baskets that lift, I think, anyone's confidence, regardless of how good or average you are. And we know Dwayne Wade to be a great player. And his jump shot started falling. He started setting teammates up. And they're going to need more of that, at least 2 more games of that if they're going to win the championship.
And his steals, those half-dozen steals, are such an important part of what Miami does.
Physically, I thought he was excellent on defensively because he was active. You can see here shooting the passing lane. And then on this play, we saw the last game when he got out into the open court, had nothing to go. But this play right here really set the tone for the Miami Heat defensively. You can see reading the pick and roll, Tony Parker going right to Tim Duncan. Me and Chuck talked about Pop was bad at Tim Duncan that he didn't come to get it. I don't think he could. And then Dwayne Wade took the basketball. But what I'm liking is after the steal, watch him get out and run.
Yes.
And that's been huge for the Miami Heat in this game, because without Dwayne Wade running and without LeBron James being to get out in the open court, they struggle to get easy buckets. No hesitation from him. Great pass to LeBron James. They had the pace the way they wanted. You're talking about just 1 block shot. But I thought it was huge. He had about 9 contested shots, and this is Dwayne Wade taking advantage. And I feel right now for the San Antonio Spurs, this big 3, health-wise, it's not looking good at all. And I think it's an advantage for Dwayne Wade and the Heat as far as getting rest. They have 2 days right now just to be able to do nothing in San Antonio and rest.